Last one, baby.
And as Ethan mentioned, this is our last class for level 2.
Coach Young, if since there's 5 levels, can I skip level 3 and go to level 4?
If you can handle it, yes, why not? But if you do not have knowledge in level 3, how can you do level 4? So you need to think about that. I do not make that kind of
I just don't
recommendation.
want. It's just like
All right. So does anyone remember what we learned last week? Last week we learned the exceptions. If you run into a problem, if you wanted to make your application robust, so you have to use a try except in your Python code. So you can trap the exceptions so it will not break your application. So today we are going to move to a different topic. So what is that topic? So let me share my screen. It is about time. Okay, it is about time. But before we do that, I want to review some keywords in exceptions. So what do you remember? We have a try, we have accept, and we have finally. And then we have else, and we have an reach. So what does it mean? What do they do? Try is for you to try some code in your application. Accept is trying to trap the exceptions that it may occur. Finally is a block that no matter what happens, those code will be executed. And else, that block will be executed if you do not have any exception in your runtime. So if you run the application, there's no exception, then the else block will be executed. And the raise keyword, raise will throw an exception. It will create an exception. So even there's no exception if you use raise and you raise an exception. I want you guys to remember that. Okay, so now let's jump to the new topic, time. Python program can handle date and time in several ways. Okay, converting between date formats is a common chore for computers. So Python's time and calendar modules help track dates and times. So time intervals are floating point numbers. It is a floating number and it is in units of seconds. So if you want to get the time, okay, you will get actually you get a floating point number. So that number is seconds. What it mean? What does it mean? It means this time is how many seconds passed from the epoch time. So what the epoch time? So it's a particular instance in time expressed in seconds since this one, okay? 12 a.m. January 1st, 1970. Remember that this is a epoch time, okay? So in computer, time starts from this point. At that moment, time was 0. It was 0. Okay. So then how do we get time? So let's just learn some skills. So let's just do one exercise to see how time works in Python. You can use the time method to get the current tick number that your system clocks provides. So what is the current tick number? I will show that to you, okay? So let me give you this code and I want you guys to run it. What you see in my code, I only have 3 lines of code here. The first one, you need to import time. You have to do that because you are using some library that is developed by someone else. So you wanted to use time, then you need to import time, okay? And then you call the method time of the module time. Okay, this is the module name. That is this one. Okay, this method called time. We use it, and this will return you a tick number. The tick number is how many seconds have passed since the epoch time. So then you see I printed out. I want you guys to look at my screen. If I save my code and now I run it, and you see here I got a number like this. This is the number I got. And you see this is in a floating value. Okay, it's a point number. There are 5 digits after the point. Okay. So we have so many seconds passed since that time. I want you guys to remember the last 2 digits before the point. Okay, here you see it's 60. Let's run the application again. You see you get a different number, right? Now this is 04. That means you have this many seconds passed since this epoch time. And then you see this is 304. Let me run again. Now you see it's 327. So I want you guys to run your application and see the change of this number because time flies. So every time you run it, you will get a different number because it's a different time now. And this time is provided by the clock of your system, your computer's clock. Okay. Can you run it? And do you see that the time keeps changing? So this is how many seconds that has passed since the epoch time. Can you guys try it? Does it work for you guys? Very good. Okay. All right. Good. Let's move on then. You remember how to use it, okay? You need to import a time, and then you call a method of the time object, and you get a number, okay? you get a number. And that number is a tick, which means how many seconds passed the epoch time. Right? If you are clear with that, let's move on. So with the capability of knowing the tick value, so let's use it to find out how long it takes to do a loop. Okay, so let me give you this code and I will explain it to you. All right, you see here, I also imported time. And then I created two variables, x and y. X equal to 2, y equal to 1. So I created these two variables and I assign it a value. You see, I create another variable called start time. So I use the time. So I get the system time at that moment. All right. So you see, I then have a loop here. So what do I do in the loop? So every iteration I come into the loop, I increase X's value by doing a multiplication. Or I multiply it by 1.2. So every time I do a multiplication, and for Y, every time you come into the loop, you increase it by 1 minute. 1 minute. So every time you increase it by 1 minute, that's a lot, right? So every time when I do that, I will print out both X value and the Y's value. But because you are doing the multiply here, so this is a multiply, you increase X, you multiply it. So X value increases in a faster pace when you loop more, and eventually X value will bypass Y's value. Okay, it will be bigger than Y in the same loop because it is a multiplication here. So once X is larger than Y, then I break out the loop. I break it out. So then you see I do another time. This is the end time. And I call this time module and I call its method time. So I will read the clock of my computer. I get another time. So you see I do a difference here. I use the end time minus the start time. This will be the total seconds. This will be the total seconds that is used to do this loop. And to see X equal to 2, Y equal to 1, every time Y increased by 1 minute, X is multiplied by 1.2. I say, how long does it take for X to increase and eventually it becomes larger than Y? So let me run my application. Let me save it. Because it's so quick, right? You say, how many seconds does it take in my computer? It's a 0.0009 second. It's even not a millisecond. It is not a millisecond. So you see, it does not take that long. But now I want you guys to come to take a look at the printouts. You see here is this value, X. And here is this value, Y. Every time it increases by 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. But eventually, because this multiply, and you see this value now surpass this value. So then the loop breaks. For the whole process, it only take my computer very little time to process it. So let me stop here and let me see how long does it take for your computer to process it. And then your X value is larger than Y value. Can you put your number in the chat window?
What do you say?
I wanted to see the number. So how long does it take for your computer to finish the process? Okay, agent get 0.001. Eva, you get 003. Okay. So Kate, how about yours? Okay, your computer is very fast. 0.006. Okay, 0.006. Very good. So Eddie, how long does it take for your computer to process it? Steven, does it work on your computer? So
Yeah.
you see what we do here. We learn one skill. We learned one skill. We can use the time module to read the clock, and I can get the ticket number and use that. I can find out how long does the computer take to process a task. Right? This is very important. When you write your application, you always want to see the performance of your application. So how long does it take to finish a task? So that's a skill you needed to have. All right, so let's move on. We can also ask the system to sleep a while when it executes our Python code. How do you ask your computer to sleep? You just use time sleep. And here's the second is that how many seconds you want your computer to sleep. So the system will sleep for the seconds you specify as the augmented value here. So let's add a time sleep 0.01. So 0.01 second to the loop and see the result. Sometimes you want to use sleep to force your application to wait some time. So let's just do this one first, okay?
Excuse me, but your time code does not actually work.
So let me give you this code,
So
okay?
you know what? I can show you my screen. Can I show you my screen?
Give me a second. Let me give you the code and then see how it works on my computer. Then I will come to help you, okay? Get this code and you see where I put it. I just put it in this loop. So every time it comes into this loop, it will sleep for 0.01 second. So like just you take a a nap. You take a nap during school. Here, the computer also takes a nap and sleeps for 0.01 second. Now you see how
My
long does
screen doesn't look like yours.
I will come to help you, okay? So now see how long does it take? Now how long does it take to finish it? So let me run it again. So now you see it takes 1.06 seconds to finish. It was 0009. 0.009. Now you see it takes much longer. So you see how long? It takes 1.06 seconds to finish it. Because I asked my system to sleep for 0.01 second in every iteration. In every iteration. Okay. So now how long does your computer to take? Can you put it in the chat? So let me stop sharing. So Stephen, can you share yours to me? Steve, can you share yours to me?
Okay. Give me a second. I'm just grabbing the share screen. See? Oh wait, it's not showing on my Google Chrome.
So are you going to share or not, Stephen?
I've been trying.
Do you know how to share your screen?
Yeah, but it's not true. But Google Chrome's not showing.
Okay.
See, I'm just gonna open it up again. See, it's an error. Can't you see me move? Yo.
I don't think you're sharing. Are you using PyCharm or the Google thing?
Yeah, look, I'm running
Because
the
we
Google
can't.
thing, but see, it did not work.
So do you still have your Google thing? Do you need it to refresh it or not?
I don't get it.
So are you using the, let me show you. Are you using the Jupyter Notebook? Are you? Steven, are you? Are you using Colab Notebook?
What does Colab mean? Because I'm going to use it on Google Chrome, not on separate tab.
Okay, let me show you.
And
Okay. Let me just put it in the chat window. Okay, let me show you here. Okay. So if you are using a notebook like this, then you can type in code, right? You use something like this, Colab Research Google.com, and you just need to delete those and hit enter, and then you create a new notebook. Let's say new notebook, okay, and then you can write your code here. All right, so go ahead and do that. Eva, can you share yours? Let me see. How long does it take on your computer?
excuse me, I need access.
Good, thank you. Steven, do you not ask for access? Do this as what I told you, okay? So once you get my email, I get that URL. So you paste it here and then remove this part and just
It
keep
doesn't. It
just keep
didn't
this
work.
just keep this long. Let me give you this, okay? Let me see why it doesn't work on your computer. All right. Can you just get this part and then I'll see if it works? Can you share your screen? Are you sharing your screen? Does it work?
It works. Oh, I
Okay.
got it. Let me
Okay, good.
just put that code in.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. So this website have detailed information about time. Can we just spend 5 minutes to them, understand what a local time means, what a GM time, and what is SAS time, etc. So let me give you this URL first. All right, and I also give you this one.
It's not working.
Can you guys go to read this website, spend 5 minutes on it, and then let me go to this website myself, and I can share the things with you. Let me just go to this website, okay? You see, this is a talk about the time. And I want you guys to read what is the ASC time, okay? And what is GM time? What is the local time? You see, what is GM time? What is local time? Go ahead and read those, so you can have an idea. And then you just come also with the time. What does it mean? Time should be here. Time, this one. Also read it. So Steven, do you want to share yours to me so I can help you? Steven?
Okay, it's the code that's not working.
Let me see your code. Why it doesn't work? Let me see it. Let me see it.
Okay, I'm not just looking. Found it.
Right. Then go to read that website, okay? All right. So can you scroll up? Can you screw up your code? Okay, you say you did not import the time, right?
What?
On the top, you need to type in import time.
In how do you spell it?
Import, I-M-P-O-T, import.
Oh.
Import, I-M-P-O-T, P-O-R-T.
Okay, I'm gonna go play it. It still says it's wrong.
You did not do what I asked you to do. Import time.
Import. How do you spell that?
I-M-P-O-R-T. M like in Mary. Yeah, import. Space. Time. T-I-M-E. Okay, now run it.
Okay. It's still not working. It says there's a stack error. Maybe it's this stack error.
Okay, you start time, start at the time you needed to have an underscore. It's one word. start time. Can you delete the space between the start and the time? Can you do that? Can I run it? Okay.
Oh my God, this is big. I can just be scrolling. Wait, if I run it again,
Can you just stop sharing?
cool.
All right, so I want you all come back. So after you read that, so I wanted to remind you, in the Python, many of Python's time functions, like local time, GM time, SM time, handles time as a tuple of 9 numbers. So it is a time structured time. So it's a structured time. So this will not give you a tick number anymore. It's not a tick number. So what are the structure of the time? So it's shown in this table. So in the position 0, that means the first item, that is a 4-digit year. The second item, it will be month. Okay, so you keep reading. So this is the 9 item tuple. It is stored in the structured time. And then let's see some examples. So you see this year, month, day, hour, minute, second, day, and then day of week, day of year, and then daylight saving time. Okay. Now let's just see some code. So let me give you this code and ask you to print out GM time, and you tell me what does GM time mean? Okay, so let me put the code in my PyCharm. Let me just print it out. So I use time, GM time. Let me just run it. You see, GM time is like this. This is a structured time. The structured time, it looks like this: year, month, day. Okay. So today is the 6th of July. So that's why you see day is 6 here. So you count it as a 9 item tuple. Right? That's how it is structured. So what does GM time mean? I want you guys to go back here. GM time. You convert it from the tick number to an structured time. So Richard, or what do you want? Yes, we do record it. I do have recording, yes. All right. Ask Miss He, okay? Ask Miss He. She will help you on that. So then you see the local time, like a GM time, but converts it to local time. So let me give you code to do in the local time, okay? So you see time, GM time. So let me give you this one first, okay? Let me give you this number. Let me do not give you this number. I just want you guys to do it, okay? Here, You see GM time, I do not provide any value. It means it will read the clock. It will read the clock, okay? So can you guys put a value here? Let's put in like 1 minute. All right, so 1 minute. I will put this value here. Let's see what I got. You see here is the year of 1970. Month is the first month, that January. So if you put a 1 million here, it's still the time for the year of 1970. Because 1 hour, it has 3,600 seconds, right? Then 1 minute, you just have 1,000. That means 1,000. I think it's not 1,000 hours. You just need 300 hours. So it will get into 1 million seconds. So now you put it, okay, 3 more zeros to it. 1 billion. Let's see what time do I got. It's the year 2001. So if you provide a value, it will use this number as the seconds passed from epoch time, and then find that specific moment, and then convert it to a structured time. It is look like this. This is a structured time. Okay. All right. Any question on this? Any
no.
question?
Oh.
Okay, if you do not have question, so Richard, GM just convert the time, the second you have to a structured time. The structured time is what we see here. Okay, and this is the GM time. Can you just go to this website and read it? It looks like this. It converts the time expressed in seconds, okay, and convert it to a structured time. All right. You don't have the link? Let me give it to you. All right. So let's move on. You wanted to get at the current time and the formatted time. So let's just do this. Okay, you use the local time, and then you print it out, and then you use ASC time. So you convert the local time to ASC time. So you need to understand what does ASC time mean. That's the first method in this web page. ASC time, it will be in this format. Please count the total space. So not the space, okay, total length of it. There should be 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the length of this one is total is 24. This is 24 length time expressed in this format. Expressed in this format. That's ASC time. So let me give you this code and I want you guys to run it.
Give us the code.
Right? So look at this one. First, you wanted to print out the local time. Okay, that's a local time. And after you get the local time, you convert it to an ASC time. You will see what is local time, what is the ASC time. So let's just print it out. You see, this local time, it also the structured time, non-item tuple. So here is the 24 length, okay, 24 character ASC time. It is expressed this way. I want you guys to be aware of that. Okay. All right. Move on. So how do we access the value in the tuple? So you see this code will tell me what year it is. All right. So let me just do this. Let me save my code. Then let me run it. The year is 2021. So you see this. Let me give you the code, okay? And you see here is a structured time, and it's a non-item tuple. I get the first item that is the year. So you see the year is 2021. All right. So I think I have an access for you guys to do. So write code to print out the month and the weekday of the current time. Can you guys do it? Go ahead and do it. I give you 5 minutes. I will check it back at 6:47. If you finish before that, you can raise your hand and I will ask you to share. Okay. Let me copy this requirement and put it in the chat. Anyone finished?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it though.
Okay, Ethan, I already taught you this is a 9-item tuple. Okay, let me go back. So this is a 9-item tuple like this. Okay, and you get the year, you use index 0. And if you wanted to get the month, you should know how to use it, right? And then you wanted to get the day of week, you should know how to do that, right? Okay, if you do not know that, and then then I will ask another student to share his work. All right, so Adrian, can you share?
I did it in ASC time, but since all of them are only like 3 characters, I just did it like that.
Well, you are smart. You do way better than I expected. You are so good, Adrian, and you are creative. You're very smart on it. Yes, wonderful job. Great. Because it's 3 characters, right? Excuse me. That's very good. Thank you. Who else wanted to volunteer? Nobody? Nobody. So then let me call. So Kate, can you share what you did? Kate. Okay. All right. So if you do not know, let's come back. This is a 9-item tuple, right? So you see here in my code, I use 0. That's the year. So I ask you to print out a month. Then you just change this. Month is what? I will come to look at this. And it will be the 2nd item. So the index value will be 1. Okay, let me just change this to 1. All right. So you will see what I got. 7. That's July. All right. And then you see the weekday of the week. Let me just print another one. Day of week is all right. So what it is now? The day of week is item 6. So let me just do this. 6. That's the 7th item. Okay, let me save it and then run it. It says the month is July. Day of week is 1. 1 is not Monday. Okay, this is not Monday. Let me show you. It starts from 0. Okay, 0 is Monday. That means 1 is Tuesday. Okay, so that's why you get a 1 here. All right, let's move on. Next thing we want to talk about today is this. So we wanted to do formatting. Okay, so you are doing the str string strp time. Is you just convert a string. You see here is a string, and you want to convert it to a time. So how do you do that? Obviously, for humans eyeball, this is very obvious. It's November the 30th, and this is 2000, the year 2000, November 30th. And you see, I have the format here, D, D, Y, percent of D, percent of B, percent of Y. What does it mean? So let me print it out and send it to you, okay? Can you try this code? Then we will come back to understand. All right, so let me give this to you. Now I want you to run it. Okay, strp time. So what does it mean? Let me run it first. You see it gives me instructed time. And you see the year is 2000, month is November, and the day of the month is the 30th. So why I can convert a string to a time? So you need to pay attention to this. Percent of D, percent of B, percent of Y. That's the formatting. So string formatting. So how does it work? Let's come to this website. Okay, let me go to the website. So I do have this here, the diagram here, and this comes from a website. So let me give you that website. I think I already give to you. So it's this one. Just this one, okay, the time one. If you scroll down, okay, when you talk about the strf time, strp time, okay, strp time, pass a string representing a time according to a format. So what is a format? You need to come to read this. What does percent of D mean? Percent of D means the day of the month. So what does percent of M mean? Month, okay? But you see the lowercase m and the capital M, they mean differently. You see, if you use a capital M, it is minute, okay? And then here you have the lowercase d here, okay? So do we have the capital D? Let me just come to look for it. Okay, we don't have that, but you see you have the lowercase y and the capital Y. Okay. So lowercase y, year without century as a decimal number. So that's why it's 00. But if you use a uppercase Y, then it should be 2000. So that means 2000. Okay, it's a 2000. Here, lowercase y just have 2 zeros. So come to our code, you see here, it only has 2 zeros. And that's why you use the lowercase y here. So you converted a string to a time. You convert a string to a time. Okay? Can you guys use that website? Can you guys use that website and take a look at that? That's all I have for today. And I want to stop here and ask you if you have any question. You know how to convert a string to a time, and you need to use the format. Then you need to look at that table to see what format it looks like. So what character is used to represent year? What character is used to represent month? Capital M is minute, lowercase m is month. All right, you guys have any question? I think this last class.
Yeah, this is the last class.
If you do not have question, I will return the class back to
Let me sign off.
Miss He. You know the class is not over yet. Okay. Looks like Miss He, she dropped off. So then I think if you do not have question, the class is dismissed, and we already send out registration information if you wanted to continue, and you need to register.
Okay.
Thanks.
Peace.
Bye, Dr. Yang.
Yes, bye-bye. All right, Stephen, you have a question, Richard and Ethan?
Oh, we need to register for the next level. Yeah, I was kicked out of earlier. So Stephen or Richard, we have next level of the class. Do you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you
Yeah,
send?
just to let you know, I sent the email to other parents. So if you want to take next level, so you can just register the new class. The new session will start on same on next week, same schedule. Okay.
Could you send the video for this class to my email?
The video for tonight.
What? Yeah.
Okay, sure. We'll send you the video. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Steven 和那个 Ethan 还在吗？ Can we stop the recording?